Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining AUW's Fall Member Gathering. As our attendees continue to join Zoom, I'd like to take a moment to thank and recognize some of our special fiscal year 25 supporters. Thank you first to our generous champions for women and girls, those who contributed $5,000 or more cumulatively in fiscal year 25. Thank you also to our newest group of Legacy Circle members this past fiscal year. You join a powerful network of over 700 individuals across the country who are a part of our Legacy Circle. Last but not least, I'd like to give a special thank you to our fiscal year 25 sustainers, those who are making recurring monthly donations to AUW. We are so incredibly thankful and grateful for your loyal and generous support. Your contributions make our work possible. Now, I'd like to introduce the chair of AUW National's Board of Directors, Diane Owens.
Hi, everybody. What a joy it is for me to be here with you today as I begin my very first year as your new National Board Chair. I'm honored and I'm also very energized to carry forward the incredible legacy of AUW. To see so many of you join us today, longtime members, new friends, new members, dedicated leaders, gathered together is a true celebration of our mission and our collective power. This is such an exciting moment for AUW. Together, we're building on more than 140 years of history, while also looking boldly to the future. Our new strategic plan sets ambitious goals for advancing equity for women and girls, and I believe wholeheartedly that we are up to the challenge. It calls on all of us to grow, to innovate, and to lead with courage. Most importantly, it reminds us that progress is not only possible, it's expected when we unite our voices and our talents. I want to take a moment to celebrate all that you, our members and branches, contribute to the work that AUW does. And I want to send a special thank you to all the members and all the branches that submitted their branch survey this year. It was incredible. So whether you earned 1 star, 2, 3, 4, 5 stars, whatever, we really appreciate the work that you're doing in your community, and we appreciate that you're letting us know what you're doing in your community. So thank you very much for that. Because our members and our branches are key to our work. From funding the next generation to championing pay equity to advocating for policies that matter, your efforts make the difference. Every success story in our movement begins with you, and together we are stronger, more impactful, and also unstoppable. So today, let's celebrate where we are, and let's also lean into the bold goals ahead. With our strategic plan as our guide, and with your passion and your dedication, I am very confident that AUW's best days are still to come. Thank you for your energy, your advocacy, and your belief in the power of this community. I am very excited for the year ahead and for all that we will accomplish together. Of course, none of this would be possible without the leadership of our CEO, Gloria Blackwell. We all know Gloria is a tireless advocate, a visionary leader, and a fierce champion for equity. Under her leadership, AUW continues to raise its profile nationally and ensure that our research, our advocacy, and our programs drive lasting change. It is my pleasure to now pass the mic to Gloria so that she can tell you more about AUW's work.
Thank you, Diane, for that warm welcome, and thank you to each and every one of you for being here with us today. I cannot tell you how much joy it brings me to gather, even virtually, with this community of committed, courageous, and visionary individuals. Whether you've been with AAUW for decades or just joined this year, you are part of a legacy that refuses to back down, and I am profoundly grateful. Today, I want to begin with one simple but profound word: gratitude. Gratitude for your unwavering belief in equity. Gratitude for the hours you give, the dollars you donate, the voices you raise. And gratitude for your courage, especially now when courage is not optional. Because let's be clear, we are gathering at a time of profound challenge. Women's rights, civil rights, and educational access are under attack. The progress we fought for and won is being threatened in boardrooms, courtrooms, and even classrooms across the country. But here's what I know: AAUW was built for moments like this, and I'm deeply proud of what we have accomplished together. And I am energized by the pathway before us. We've never been a quiet organization. We've never accepted the status quo, and we've never waited for permission to lead. Together, we've continued to fund groundbreaking research, support thousands of women in graduate education, and advocate for policies that protect and uplift the most underrepresented. That's not just impact, that's legacy in motion. Our leadership is key to our success. This year, we are proud to welcome new voices, skills, and perspectives to our board of directors. Hope Bennett, Hope Ricciardi, Aliyah El Amin, and Majid Azal. I'd also like to recognize the board's new leadership this year: AUW National Board Chair Diane Owens, whom you just heard from, Vice Chair Melissa LaDuke, Finance Chair Christine Schmitz, and Secretary Sona Pancholi. Both new members and tenured members bring experience, dedication, and a commitment to ensuring that AAUW is not only a beacon of equity today, but also well-positioned for the future. Together with you, our members and affiliates, this board leadership will continue to drive our mission forward. I also want to recognize the foundation of our organization, our members and donors. Champions for Women and Girls, Legacy Circle members, branch and state leaders, and friends of AAUW across the country and the globe. You make it possible for us to keep this work alive. Your support is not just financial, it is an act of justice for women and girls seeking an education today. It is a vote of confidence that what we do matters. And because of you, we are making a difference every single day in the lives of women and girls. Through our fellowships and grants, we celebrate another class of incredible women scholars and community leaders this year. Across disciplines and across borders, these women are not only advancing knowledge, but also shaping communities, influencing their fields of research or study, and lifting others as they rise. With nearly $150 million awarded over our history, AAUW stands unmatched in its long-term investment in women's education. Hortensia, our Director of Fellowships and Grants, will give you an in-depth look at our newest cohort of awardees and our efforts to safeguard higher education through funding. When we say that we are building a pipeline of leaders, change makers, and innovators, this is what we mean, and this is our legacy. As I noted earlier, it is important to acknowledge the realities we are currently facing. Higher education has received unprecedented challenges over the past year. Proposals to eliminate student loans, visa challenges for international students, Title IX rollbacks, and reduction in civil rights offices within the Department of Education. Women, especially women of color and women from underrepresented backgrounds, are caught at the crossroads of these changes, balancing academic opportunity with financial strain, navigating career advancement while contending with systemic inequities. The task before us can feel daunting, but I believe that AAUW has always been at its best when the stakes are high. This is not a time to shrink back. This is our moment to lean forward, to double down on our mission, to stand boldly in the face of challenges, and to say, women will not be sidelined, education will not be diminished, and equity will not be negotiable.
Three words for AUW: education, money, and rights. And let me explain. Education is we support and encourage higher education for women because we all know with higher education, we have more opportunities. And of course, with that, we have economics to deal with because a lot of times women can be paid less than a man doing the same job. So we work to educate women how to negotiate and get a fair salary. And we also support them if they are totally discriminated against, let's say, on being put up to a higher level, for instance, in education. And rights, we support women's rights. We are nonpartisan, but women's rights are not partisan. It's all about, do women have the same rights as a man? There's so many things I could bring up, but I won't get that detailed. But we know if it were a man, it wouldn't even be questioned, whereas a woman, there seems to be always a way to blame the woman.
One was equity, education, and empowerment. And the other one was opportunity, aspiration, and catalyst.
I appreciate that this organization has things that we stand for, and even as the political waves change back and forth and things happen, if we believe this is something that matters, then it still matters.
That's why our strategic plan is more than a roadmap. It's a rallying cry. It's about funding higher education. First, we know education is the gateway to economic security, leadership, and independence for women. That's why AUW's foundational strength remains our direct investment in women's educational journeys. But we're not just writing checks, we are building futures. Every fellowship is a declaration that women's leadership matters, that their dreams are valid, and that their voices belong in every room. Next, it's about advocacy to remove barriers. Equity isn't just about access, it's about transformation. Our second pillar focuses on the laws and systems that create barriers for women, and our advocacy will be focused on issues that directly impact higher education, as well as women's economic security and autonomy. We're fighting for safe campuses, fair workplaces, and systems that don't just include women, but are shaped by them. And finally, it's about strengthening our reach and impact. Our members are our movement. By investing in branches, amplifying your work, and aligning our strategies, we ensure that AAW's impact is stronger, our voice is louder, and we are more united than ever. Branch support and involvement have long been at the core of AAUW's work and our mission. This strategic plan strengthens AAUW's ability to drive meaningful impact by aligning national and branch efforts, ensuring a unified approach. This plan really is about action. It's about focus and urgency. And it's about creating a future where women and girls have the opportunity not just to dream, but to achieve. Together, we can achieve that action that fulfills AAUW's mission. None of this happens without you. You are the heartbeat of AAUW. You are the reason we've endured for more than 140 years, and you are the reason that we will endure for 140 more. You organize, you advocate, you mentor, you lead. You show up again and again because you believe in something bigger than yourself. When people ask me what makes AAUW unique, I say, our members. Your commitment, your brilliance, your grit, your generosity, and your refusal to give up. Together, you are creating an impact far greater than any one of us could achieve alone. So, how does this inspire us in FY 2026? It inspires us through a challenge to not only celebrate what we've done, but to envision what is still possible. It inspires us with a responsibility to keep building, keep lifting, and keep leading. And it inspires us with an opportunity to show the world that when women come together, there is no challenge that we cannot face. And we will go forward because the stakes are too high to do anything else. Think of the women who receive their first fellowship, the student who finds her voice through our advocacy, or the branch member who becomes a leader in her community. That is our impact. That is your impact. So I ask you, what more can you give? A few more hours, a few more calls, a few more dollars. Multiplied across this powerful network, it becomes a force that cannot be ignored. I believe in this mission. I believe in this movement. And I believe with every fiber of my being that the best of AAUW is still ahead. Thank you for your courage. Thank you for your leadership. And thank you for standing with us now and always. And now I'm delighted to turn the floor over to Hortensia Ariano, our Director of Fellowships and Grants, who will share our progress and plans for achieving priority number 1 in the new 2025 strategic plan. Hortensia?
Thank you, Gloria, and hello, everyone. It's such a pleasure to be with you today. AAUW's first strategic priority is to fund higher education for women, and this year's 226 Fellowship and Grants awardees reflect a broad range of academic fields, nationalities, and backgrounds. Together, they embody our mission of advancing equity through education, leadership, and research. Our international fellows hail from 33 countries, including, for the first time, the Democratic Republic of Congo. Over half are pursuing STEM fields, and many come from nations historically underrepresented in our program. In addition, our American Fellows and Career Development Grantees reflect powerful stories of resilience and access. More than half are first-generation college graduates, are products of single-family households, or lead a single-parent household themselves. In addition, nearly 2/3 identify as women of color, and many are pursuing advanced study in STEM. Among our selected professions fellows, we see the highest concentration of STEM representation, over 70%, with the vast majority identifying as women of color who are breaking barriers in high-demand professions. Beyond individual fellowships, our community action grantees are driving change in 16 states, with initiatives focused on STEM equity for K-12 girls. Our international project grantees are working across 4 countries to tackle challenges from STEM access to gender-based violence. None of this would be possible without the generosity of AAUW members. It is because of your foresight and commitment that the endowments which fund these fellowships and grants year after year make these opportunities possible for women the world over. Your philanthropy ensures that AAUW continues to change lives, communities, and professions around the world. The fellows and grantees we're celebrating today represent the next generation of changemakers, and their journeys echo the path of a distinguished alumni like Yi Shin Hung, our 2025 Alumni Recognition Award honoree. Yi Shin's achievements in global finance exemplify the leadership and influence AAUW has championed for generations. Yi Shin is a 1985-86 Selected Professions Fellow alumna and will be honored on November 20th. Please stay tuned for an invitation to join the live stream. Yi Shin is currently the president and CEO of State Street Investment Management, the investment management arm of State Street Corporation. In this role, she oversees one of the largest global investment firms and is a member of the executive committee and co-head of strategy oversight, charged with shaping the company's direction. Previously, Yi Shin served as CEO of New York Life Investment Management, where she successfully led the firm through a period of extraordinary growth, nearly quadrupling assets under management. She has also held senior leadership positions at Bridgewater Associates and Morgan Stanley, building a strong track record across top-tier financial institutions. Yi Shin has consistently been recognized among the most powerful women in finance. In 2024 alone, she was named to Forbes' 100 Most Powerful Women in the World, featured on Barron's list of 100 Most Influential Women in U.S. Finance, and honored by American Banker as one of the 25 Most Powerful Women in Finance. In 2023, Yi Shin was recognized by Pensions and Investments as one of the most influential women in institutional investing. Yi Shin's career demonstrates visionary leadership, a proven ability to drive transformational growth, and influence at the highest levels of global finance. Yi Shin's journey reminds us of what's possible when women are supported to achieve at the highest levels. At AAUW, we see the same potential in all our fellows, grantees, and alumni, and our community engagement strategy is about amplifying their voices, building networks, and sustaining their impact. The Fellowships and Grants team is committed to elevating the visibility of our fellows, grantees, alumni, as well as our review panelists, positioning them as thought leaders and champions of gender equity. We're creating stronger connections across our network through newsletters, webinars, alumni spotlights, and new engagement opportunities, helping our awardees and alumni stay connected to each other and to AAUW. In addition, we are cultivating a culture of philanthropy and service, encouraging alumni to contribute their time, talent, and financial support to help sustain AAUW's mission. In closing, this year's awardees remind us that AAUW's mission is thriving, spanning 33 countries and communities across the U.S., and breaking barriers in STEM, leadership, and equity. In leaders like Ishin, we see the lasting impact of this investment and the heights our alumni can reach. Again, none of it would be possible without the generosity of our members whose endowments fuel this life-changing work. Together, we are honoring the past, investing in the future, and building towards a more equitable world. As we look ahead, I invite your branches and state organizations to apply for a branch or state affiliate community action grant. This year, AAUW is offering dedicated funding of up to $10,000 to support branches and states in implementing innovative STEM programming for girls in grades K through 12. The first application deadline is September 30th, but if that feels too soon, don't worry. 2 additional deadlines follow on November 30th and March 30th, 2026 for this award year. You can learn more by scanning the QR codes on your screen. This is your opportunity to turn ideas into impact, and we can't wait to learn more about your vision for inspiring the next generation of STEM leaders in your communities. And with that, I'll turn it over to my colleague, Megan Cassell, Senior Director of Policy and Member Advocacy, to share more about AAUW's work in support of our second strategic priority.
Thanks, Hortensia. Before I dive in, I want to acknowledge something that Gloria was referencing, and I know so many people are feeling right now, that recent events in the past couple of months, in the past couple of weeks, and even in the past couple of days have had quite a chilling effect. We've seen repeated attempts to silence individuals, nonprofits, efforts to roll back women's rights and undermine equity. And I want to reiterate what Gloria was saying, that AAUW will not be cowed, that for more than 140 years, we've been advancing equity, and we're not stopping right now. So today, I'll share how we're meeting the moment, not just in what we believe, but in the difference that we're making together. Our second strategic priority is removing barriers to success in education in the workplace. Some people have noticed that we've sharpened our focus on education. That's not because we've left other issues behind. It's because education is on the front line of today's battles. Right now, we're facing court cases that could reshape protections against sex-based harassment on campus, proposals that threaten student loan forgiveness and financial aid, and moves that may make it harder for nonprofits, including colleges and higher and universities, to serve their communities. Education's always been at the heart of AAUW's mission. And today, defending education is the clearest path to defending women's economic security and civil rights. I'm not sure if you can see the slides, but if you can, even if you can't, let me tell you a little bit about our approach. How are we doing this? We're doing this in a comprehensive way. We lead with research. Right now, we're updating our pay equity report, and we're preparing a new analysis on how women's financial futures are so tied to access and completion of higher education. We're investing in programs, our salary negotiation workshops, our financial literacy trainings. These give women the tools to claim their worth and to build financial confidence. As Hortensia mentioned, we provide grants, career development grants, to help women pursue their degrees and pursue leadership opportunities. And we give back, we support individuals through a legal advocacy fund. And of course, policy outreach and our members' advocacy. It's this mix of research and training, direct investment and action, powered by our members. That's what's making AAUW unique, especially at this moment in time. So let me talk about our federal policy focus. This spring, our members affirmed that higher education would be at the center of AAUW's public policy priorities for 2025 to 2027. Our agenda in the 119th Congress is clear. Ensure that women have access to, can succeed in, and complete an education that leads to meaningful credentials and careers. What's that mean logistically? We're working to safeguard Pell Grants, student aid, so that more women and low-income students can afford higher education. We're working to defend Title IX and other civil rights laws so that LGBTQ students, those who are pregnant, those who are parents, have the protections and the accommodations that they need to succeed. We're protecting civil rights so that women and students of color can learn in environments free from discrimination. But I can't talk about our federal priorities without also talking about the political landscape. That, of course, our work is existing in a very different political context than in years past. And that means we need to be prepared for what's ahead. Right now, the ongoing budget fight in Congress is going to determine whether programs that expand campus childcare, a lifeline for student parents, will continue to be funded. We're anticipating any moment or any day now to have new executive actions that could target nonprofits and with broad powers moving quickly with far-reaching consequences. And Department of Education is about to embark on a major rulemaking process that's expected this fall that will really change how civil rights laws like Title VI and Title IX are enforced. In plain terms, it would give federal officials more power to cut off funding to schools that they feel like are intentionally discriminating. This will have a big implication for whether students can count on their civil rights being meaningfully protected. These are the kind of policy fights where AAUW's advocacy, backed by your voices, will be absolutely critical. By the way, I know that some people have asked, is AAUW becoming more political? The answer is no. We've always been political because laws and policies, they do impact women's lives. We do remain nonpartisan. We will not endorse candidates. We will not engage in personal attacks on lawmakers or pundits. We're going to stay laser focused on the issues: affordable higher education, pay equity, reproductive rights, civil rights. That's how we create change. That's our power. It's our integrity. So what's this look like in practice? Just this week, we had 2 AAUW endorsed bills that were introduced in Congress. The Family Act that would provide paid family, medical, safe leave to all workers was introduced on Tuesday. Our staff was there. Today, we had the introduction of legislation to expand campus childcare for student parents. Our Washington, D.C. lobby corps was on Capitol Hill this morning to support these bills. I want to give a shout out to Barb, who traveled nearly 2 hours this morning just to be there. That's the power of AAUW members and AAUW in action. We've also been submitting detailed comments to a number of federal agencies, the Departments of Education, of Labor, of Veterans Affairs, of Homeland Security, and more. We're trying to help shape the rules that govern higher education, civil rights, and workforce protections. We're standing with our partners in the courts. We've recently joined a legal brief defending the rights of transgender students to attend school without harassment. But here's what I want you to hear clearly. You are part of this work too. When the Department of Energy, and I did say Department of Energy, proposed harmful Title IX rules, AAUW submitted in organizational letters, but then more than 700 of you also submitted your own comments, and that collective action, it made a difference. Just last week, one of those harmful rules was withdrawn. The others have been delayed. Just in the past 2 weeks, more than 2,000 AAUW members have submitted comments on proposed rules at many of these agencies that I mentioned. And while our team is drafting formal comment letters, we're putting together guides so that you can amplify that impact with your voices. By the way, if you haven't had a chance to submit a comment letter to an agency this fall, don't worry. There are several more opportunities coming up, I promise. Look, some of these wins, they're not going to make big headlines, but I want to let you know that they do matter. When we were fighting about the budget reconciliation bill, there was an effort to eliminate subsidized undergrad student loans. It would have been a huge impact. Students would have graduated with a diploma in one hand and a bill for all of the interest in the other. But that did not happen. the pressure that you have been putting on the House and Senate, it's delayed the SAVE Act, which would undermine voting access. These things matter, and they also prove that AAUW is having an impact. Your advocacy helps. Together, this is how we create change. AUW expertise amplified by your voices, and that's power. All right, so how can you engage? What's next? We've actually heard from you through a member survey earlier this spring. You want more tools, more information, more opportunities to act. So here's what we're doing. This fall, we are launching a series of quarterly policy briefings. We'll be having a deep dive on topics including Title IX, reproductive rights, pay equity. We're also launching a series of advocacy trainings. These will be practical strategies that you can use on any number of issues, and this will be good for branches, be good for your community. We're meeting regularly with state public policy chairs, for whom I want to give a shout out for all of their dedication and work. And we've been speaking at branch events across the country. And of course, in the DC area, our Capitol Hill Lobby Corps continues to go up to Capitol Hill on a bi-weekly basis. If you're ever in DC, give us a shout and come join us. If you're not, make sure that you're plugged into our online action network. Let me close with just sharing the question that I probably get most often, which is, what's the single most important thing that I can be doing right now? You might not like the answer, but the answer is you got to be meeting with your elected officials. You don't have to like them, but you got to meet with them. Your voices, your stories, your presence, that's what cuts through the noise in a way that nothing else can. So I'll be honest, the challenges ahead of us are real, but so is our collective power. So when you take action with AAUW, you're not just supporting women, you're shaping a more equitable future for all. Even when things seem dire, working together is our strength. So thank you for everything that you've been doing. And with that, let me turn things back over to our Senior Director of Advancement, Katrina Sunbreeze.
Thank you, Megan, for that truly energizing update. For the past 4 years, I have led AUW's membership and fundraising teams and am the staff lead for many of our member-facing national committees. It is my great pleasure to be sharing some updates with you today. The third and final priority in AUW's 2025 strategic plan is to strengthen AUW's reach. Key to our reach is a powerful network of AUW members across the country. What does AUW membership mean to you? We asked our event registrants today about what AUW membership means to you, and there were some key themes that came up. First was mission-driven advocacy, then education and scholarships, sisterhood and community, leadership and growth, empowering the next generation, multi-generational legacy, shared values and inclusivity, policy and public impact. A quote from one of our members attending today summed it up beautifully. AUW gives me hope. In these challenging times, being part of an organization that supports, uplifts, and fights for women and girls reminds me that we're not alone. We are powerful together. In the spring of 2025, AUW launched our fiscal year 25 branch survey, and we had very strong participation this year. 453 out of over 600 active branches filled out the survey, compared to just 320 in fiscal year 24. This is in large part thanks to our member leaders across the country who are strong advocates of the survey. So why is the survey important? Well, first, it provides the national office as well as state affiliates information about the activities of our branches. This information is and will be used to inform how we work with and support branches in fiscal year 26. As you can see on this slide, in blue are our fiscal year 25 results, and we saw major growth across all categories. As I mentioned, we had 453 total branch responses, including 57 five-star branches, up from 16 in fiscal year 24. We had 115 advancement star branches, which covers both fundraising and membership. For public policy and advocacy, we had 343 policy star branches, which is amazing because in fiscal year 24, we had just 41. In governance and sustainability, we also saw some really major growth. We had 285 branches achieve this star compared to just 50 in fiscal year 24. For communications and external relations, we had 342 communications and external relations star branches compared to 240 in fiscal year 24. And in programming, we had 244 branches achieve a star in this category compared to 185 in fiscal year 24. To tell us a bit more about the benefits of completing the branch survey, I'd like to share a brief video from Gail Swain, President of AAUW's California Online Branch, one of our 2025 five-star branches.
Just taking the survey is a huge benefit because you go through and you look at all the points that National looks at and you go, oh, wait a minute, we're not doing that, or we need to do more of that. So each question has a specific area that you in your branch need to be doing. And if you're not doing it, you are not really being as good as you could be. Think of it as helping you, not saying, oh, you're bad. No, it's a tool and it'll help your branch emphasize AAUW's mission, their values, all of the things that are important to all of us, men or women. And we do allow men, you all know that. So
what is the five-star program? Number one, it's a framework for branch success and a guide for alignment with the national office. The annual branch survey collects responses from branches which determine their progress toward the five-star criteria. And why is this important? Number one, it provides branches with goals to achieve in the year ahead. AAUW is an organization made up of over 600 affiliates nationwide, and alignment ensures that our branches are working together to achieve common goals. 600 branches working in separate directions does not make AAUW as effective as we can be when we are together. The program also emphasizes mission-based programming. While social activities provide important opportunities to build relationships and community, mission-based programming is truly key to ensuring branches are aligned with AAUW National and set up for long-term success, as we are a mission-based nonprofit organization. And as Gail mentioned in her video previously, we certainly understand too that the five-star program and the branch survey can be an important tool for branches to structure their goals for the year ahead. So on this slide, I am so incredibly proud to recognize the branches who achieved 5 stars in fiscal year 25. There were so many this year, we needed 2 slides to include them all. While achieving 5-star status is an incredible feat, we had hundreds of branches achieve distinction across all 5 categories. Our website is updated with information on those branches who earned their 5 stars. And on the same page, you will see information about the 5-star program and framework for fiscal year 26. So congratulations once again to all of these amazing branches. And to learn more about all of the branches who achieve distinction across 5 categories, please do visit our 5-star website page. Next, I wanted to highlight the resources that have been created in response to some of the results of the 5-star survey. The branch survey is not just a framework for branch success, it's also a key tool for us to collect information about the resources branches are seeking to support them in their work. It also helps us understand which branches may struggle in some specific categories. When asked, our branches gave us a variety of responses, but the top responses across the board included membership collateral, fundraising resources and tools, virtual briefings on policy issues, and virtual advocacy trainings. In direct response to these requests, we have developed the following. Number one, an updated strategic plan leader toolkit with additional talking points for wider audiences like prospective members and donors with mission-aligned organizations. We've also included an updated newsletter blurb about the branch survey results and the fiscal year 26 branch survey checklist to get you prepared for the survey this spring. Next, we've updated our college and university member toolkit and have more information about our 3 priority funds. Our virtual events calendar will also include briefings on policy issues and advocacy trainings, a November webinar on membership recruitment and retention, and much more. Our new virtual event digest, which many of you may have already received, will be emailed to members each month with information on how you can register and participate in all of our virtual events. For each of our 5-star criteria, we are working to ensure that our programs and resources provide support for each of them. Next, I want to highlight our 5 calls to action. And as I close today, I want to share that we invite you all to join, learn, share, act, and give. These 5 calls to action are a reminder of how you can make a difference and support our strategic plan. If you're a national member, consider joining a branch near you. For branches, reach out to your local college or university and share more information about the benefits of being connected to AAUW. Share our mission and our tools and resources with those that can benefit and support, and importantly, learn. Become a 2-minute activist. And last but not least, we hope you'll consider giving generously. We can't do this work without you. An important note is just 17% of our members make a contribution to AAUW. And in order for us to continue our work, we truly do need and count on the support of our members, especially. Before I close, I would like to share a few words from the co-presidents of AAUW's Northeast Tarrant County branch, another proud and inspiring 5-star branch, about their commitment to AAUW.
We do feel a commitment to contribute to the scholarships and the public policy and the lobbying and everything that happens at the national level through both the Greatest Needs Fund. And we noticed on the 5-star this year, you've got a couple of other funds, and we have written that into our 5-star plan that it's not in the budget yet, but that at some level, we hope to also help with the additional funds this year. And, you know, anytime Gloria Blackwell is spoken or there's press release or things like that, we want to make sure way out here in Texas, you know, that we don't stay too removed from what's happening at the national level as well.
Well, and our officers are really good about, we're always reminding them on membership matters of the national Zooms and then the ones we get from state.
Yes.
And they're always like, oh, I already have it on my calendar and I'll be there. So,
as usual, you're ahead of us. Yeah. I think something that branches need to be willing to do is change, especially as we're seeking to recruit younger and more diverse members. We need to be aware of how we can be of service to them and how this can be a relevant branch and overall organization for them.
Thank you so much once again for taking the time to join us today. I truly look forward to seeing you in one of our upcoming virtual events very soon. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and thank you so much for joining us.